Smile, no cards. In your life, you know that one guy, gal, non-binary, that if they invite you to dinner, you just won't go. Your house is on fire and only you can put it out. You're allergic to the sauce that they're using, not the food necessarily, just the sauce. Or you may have simply died in the last 30 minutes. We all have picked from that forbidden tree of excuses to avoid that person. We can all agree that the absolute worst thing that you can do to anyone alive is to invite them to a poorly planned, horribly themed, and out of season dinner. This little demonstration will make sure that you never do any of those friendship ruining mistakes. Now, a good dinner needs to be planned well, it needs to have a theme, and it needs to pick something that is in season for the best possible result. Now, according to Frank Proto, chef instructor at the Culinary Institute of America, the most important key to success that you can take advantage of is your time. You want to start at least 4 days before, nothing less. Always at least 4 days before. You want to do this so that way you don't have the excuse and you don't send out any next day invitations. You want to make sure that your guests get the best. You want to give yourself time so you can take it easy. And when they get to your location to enjoy that feast, they will take it easy and find it delicious. You want to have everything bought for the occasion at least 2 days in advance. Because on that second day, you need to start getting your things together, whether it be marinades, cutting vegetables, making sauces, picking out wines, even decorating would be helpful to start at least the day before. That's how you want to plan yourself. And then you want to make a cooking schedule for the day of as well. When you're going to fire off the macaroni and cheese, when you're going to put the drinks out of the fridge and onto the table, so on and so forth, to make sure that you're organized and you do everything in a timely manner. But in order to make sure that your planning has something to build off of and is completely focused, the food needs to have a theme. Straight from the mouth of Bo McMillan, an executive chef at Sanctuary on Camelback Mountain, and a former victor of Iron Chef, you must take into account the preferences and cultures and decide the overall direction that your meal will take. That is also known as a theme. So you want to do a little questioning. You never want to send out a survey because they'll feel like they're putting in way too much work for one meal. You always want to just ask them a little offhand questions like, what are some things you won't eat? Because that's what you need to know. Knowing what they like will focus the meal too much and make it completely unacceptable to maybe 2 or 3 people, or it might be completely acceptable to, once again, only 2 or 3 people, but you want to go for the whole. So you want to find out what they won't eat. Look at their cultures, their backgrounds, ask them personally. Will you not eat pork? Will you not eat beef? Can you not handle spicy foods? Or is this fasting? So you can only eat very light calorie meals, so on and so forth. You need to make sure that your meal has nothing that will be excluded from their palate. And you want to start planning for the actual meal itself and make a theme around one dish, the main dish. When you decide what the entree will be for everyone to eat, build your appetizers, your soups, your salads, your desserts, and whatever little hors d'oeuvres you have around that, because you don't want them to be similar. You want them to have maybe the same amount of seasoning in mind, but different seasonings. You want something to be sweet, something to be spicy, something to be completely umami bomb on the tongue. You want something that will punch them in the face with just a little bit of sourness every now and again. You want to give them variants to enjoy with your meal. However, the thing is, what will push your dinner over the top and make it where everyone just begs to come over for dinner is simply picking something that is in season, also known as the best ingredients possible. After reading an article published by the Agricultural District of America, I surmised that peaches are sweeter in summer, fennel is stronger in spring, and all produce have seasons in which that they taste best, and buying local is the greatest thing you can do. Look for growing seasons on the web, in books, library, wherever you want. Look and see what is in season and what's in your area. And that's what you want to use in your meal. You want to make sure that if you live in Georgia, you get those peaches in the summer. Smack dabble and delicious. Awesome. If you live in Idaho, go get those potatoes straight from the field, quote unquote. Because those things that are in season and in locally will have the greatest and most intense flavor. And that way you can either use less or use more and still have that flavor bomb on your guest's tongue. But if you have a farmer's market, definitely go there. Just for the health benefits alone, that's less chemicals, less additives. Those are people that you know, people you can talk to, and reliable sources of food for the most part. And also, you can pretty much find everything at a farmer's market. It's a one-stop shop. So to sum up the process that you need to do to make sure that you have the best menu possible ever, from the moments of a professional chef down to the moments of my little self, You need to remember to have a theme. You need to plan well and pick something in season in order to make the best dinner humanely possible. Some side tips is to keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate things. You're only one person, or you might be 10 people, whatever. Just keep it simple. Those are the best meals possible. And you have to make sure that you follow these easy steps. And I will promise you, you will always end up with happy friends, happy family, happy wife, happy life, and no excuses.